Hey hippies, welcome back. It's Courtney Shavante here. I'm back with another banging resin tutorial for you guys. So today we are going to be doing a tutorial featuring my Juicy Coochie Peach resin mold. And I'm also going to be using my Eve Jean glitter mix. Yes, so beautiful. It's chocolate with like a bunch of iridescent reflects and everything. And we are going to be using these two things to make a pop socket today. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you do stay tuned and also hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything that I do put out for you hippies moving forward. Now let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Alright hippies, so to get started, we're going to go ahead and mix up our two-part resin, and then we're going to prep our mold. Now we're going to be doing a little two-layer design. It's going to be pretty simple, so I'm going to start by adding a bit of resin into my mold. I'm going to rub it into like the etchings to make sure the bubbles don't get trapped, especially in those corners either. And I'm only going to fill this mold about halfway or so that way I have a nice even layer. I'm also going to make sure that, like I said, I get all those bubbles out. This is my glitter mix I'm going to be using. I'm just going to take a little bit of it. I'm going to sprinkle this right on in here. I do want this first layer to be mostly glitter, so I am going to make sure it's nice and thick. And then I'm just going to take that same stick and just kind of mix this around while all in the mold. So you don't always have to mix it while it's inside the mixing cup. And I just kind of want to show you guys that on camera. And of course, what we're going to do now is just allow this some time to cure after spraying our alcohol. Once everything is nice and cured, you're going to go ahead and take a little bit of resin, and we're going to be making a black opaque layer to put behind that glitter layer. So I started by adding in a few drops of the alcohol ink. I'm just going to mix that in really well, and then I'm going to pour this directly into the mold, and I'm going to pour until the mold is actually filled. This particular mold takes maybe about 8 milliliters of resin to completely fill, so just kind of keep that in mind. And then we're going to let this cure just like we did the last layer. Once everything's nice and hard, you're going to go ahead and bend the silicone mold, never the resin, and then that piece should pop right on out for you. Pull off any little excess drippings that may have gone on those edges, and then this is what it looks like here. As you can see, the etchings are very detailed, so definitely make sure you check out my Etsy shop to go and copy one. Now what I'm going to be doing is using this white acrylic paint here to just kind of fill these etchings and make sure this design is very visible. I'm going to use a regular paintbrush and just paint this acrylic paint directly into my etchings. Push the paint into the etchings to make sure that it's really in there. Don't worry if you do get it on the smooth parts because it does clean off very easily, so don't even stress yourself. You just want to make sure there aren't any holes. Once that's had a chance to dry, spray some alcohol directly onto the piece and then just wipe off all that excess paint there. Like I told you before, it wipes off very easily, as you can see here, and it leaves our etchings beautifully filled in behind. Just do try not to rub too hard on the etchings. Now I'm going to be using my liquid latex here to add a layer of, liquid latex onto the backs of each of these. I was working on a couple different projects at once, but it's pretty much the same thing for each piece. This liquid latex is going to help prevent any resin that does come to the back and that does drip to the back when we're doming the piece and sealing in those etchings that we did with the acrylic paint. This is going to make sure that any drippings from that layer does not affect the back of the piece, and the back of the piece remains smooth and protected, so that way you're able to add your key rings and you're able to add on your glue-on bails and everything without any problem or any hiccups. So just go ahead and get this on here really well. Make sure it's nice and thick, and then you're just going to let this dry completely. When that liquid latex is dry, you want to go ahead and prep your resin so that way you can do the doming layer. You just want to add a little bit to the middle and then just kind of spread it towards the edges. That's the best way to add it on here without over pouring. Now, it's okay if it does drip a little bit. That's what the liquid latex on the back is for. But you want to be careful. Alright, so now that everything's cured on the front, you're just going to peel off that liquid latex, and you see how easily and beautifully that comes off? Yeah, perfect, right? Alright, so now you just want to get off any little excess pieces of the latex that may be stuck on there onto the sides or anything like that. Get them all up so that way, you know, it's just not sticky. Now you want to wipe clean just using some alcohol. This is like a little alcohol wipe here. I do have them available on my Amazon storefront, so make sure you do check that out. Before you continue on adding the pieces, you do want to make sure that alcohol is completely dry, and then you want to sand the back. Just scrape it up a bit to rough it up so that way when we add the glue, it actually holds. Now, once you wipe away all the excess, you want to go ahead and take your Popsocket or your phone grip, whatever you're using. Take your E6000 glue. That's been the best for me to use personally. And then I'm just going to add some on here. Now, mine was a little bit dried up and it still worked perfectly. So that's why I'm cutting the end of it. I'm always fighting with my E6000 glue. But yeah, you're just going to go ahead and put some glue onto that little patch that you roughed up and everything. And then you're going to smooth it out a bit. You can use just a little stick for that, and then press on that pop socket. After that, you want to let this completely dry for at least 24 hours before trying to use or trying to apply. Ta-da! Here is our final project, Tippy. She is so pretty. I love how this Eve Jean glitter mix is really just so shiny. It has all these different colors in here, along with that chocolate brown that's reflecting off of, which is, you know, kind of how it got the name. I love the design on this little Popsocket keychain mold too, just because it's so cute and it's so unique. I love that this Popsocket is expandable as well, so I want you guys to kind of see what it looks like on the back. It does have a little piece of adhesive here. If you guys would like to see me add some of these to my shop, definitely let me know, because I haven't been able to find them like just in kind of small packages. I've only been able to find them wholesale. But yeah, definitely let me know. It is collapsible, so you're able to push it up and push it down. This is how the side looks with those layers. I'm just totally obsessed with this whole design, and I hope you guys are feeling it too. If you are, make sure you leave me a like and a comment. You know, I love hearing from you hippies. And until next time, mwah, I'll catch y'all later.